So, moving on to game number 4. Asia Pacific only needs one more game. Needs one more game to clinch it here. In the top position as the yellow Protoss, we have Bonyth. It is either Bonyth or it is Bonyth. But I started pronouncing it Bonyth, so I will continue to pronounce it Bonyth. And in the bottom right is the brown Zerg. It is StarMint. Whoops, I messed up my typing a little bit. And capital M. All right. And done. Right. Got everything set up correctly. Good. Alright, so we have StarMint did the extractor trick, going for a 9. Actually, hold up, he's only at 9 and 9 supply. He canceled the geyser? Did he mess up the gas trick, or did he was thinking about going speed and then decided I don't want to go speed? I'm not sure. Alright. Over on the other side, we have Bonyth building 2 cannons. So that's going to be pretty effective against the Lings. They're just coming out now. Cannons only just started, but yeah. Lings aren't going to quite be able to get there in time. Really nice timing from Bonyth. And delaying the hatchery a little bit. Actually, that hatchery got delayed a lot. It's up to 200 minerals. Or 200 excess minerals, up to 500 minerals total. Alright. So, StarMint still thinking about the run by, but that's not going to work out for him. Alright. So, everything progressing along pretty normally. The map is Outlier, for the record. I don't think I ever got around to saying the map name. Man. You know, now that I think about it, this map is a lot like Outsider. I don't know why I never put it together before. That's kind of silly of me, but it's like they obviously have similar names. They're both 3-player maps. They both have the weird semi-islands over here that you can access. Not quite the same way. You have there's no double back door. And they all have one set of center expos. But for whatever reason, like, this map is terrible compared to Outsider, in my opinion. Outsider is like one of the sickest maps ever made. And this map is just bad. I didn't realize how similar they were, and yet how differing of opinions I have on them. The major differences really are just like this high ground, which really doesn't make a difference. The center expos have gases, not a huge issue. And you don't have double backdoors. That's it. Those are the differences. Alright. Bonyth going out with first two zealots. Don't like it. Not a fan of this plan right now. I guess we get to see how many lings and drones they can pick off. The answer is 3. Trading 3 lings for a probe and 2 zealots. Again, really don't like that attack. Those attacks can sometimes catch a Zerg by surprise, although really not. You want to be going after their third base with that kind of attack, and you want them to be expanding far away. If their third base is close, and they have any kind of link numbers already out, those attacks aren't going to work. And what really, it's an opportunity cost. It's going to cost you because 2 extra zealots when you move out with your +1 attack would have been so much better to have. Would have been so much better. But unfortunately, no. And, well, we have 3-hatch lair, but he's using the lair for a really fast overlord speed, and instead getting the Hydralisk in. Which, given the positioning of his Expo here, makes sense that he's gonna go Hydralisk. It's just a little bit surprising for the lair to be that fast. If you wanted to go 3-hatch Muta, you can do it on this map, but I would recommend not going for this base. This base would be bad for 3-hatch Muta. You'd want to go for like this back base here, where the one that's completely isolated off, or even better, the other main. That would work really well too. Alright, so, also getting the Lurker upgrade. Now, this attack is going to be strong, with the speed lots coming in. It will see how much damage it's going to be able to do. It just looks like it's going to do a lot of damage. Now just imagine how much more damage it would be doing with 2 extra zealots. Like 2 extra zealots would make this so much better right now. 2 extra zealots on this side, like that you wouldn't have lost that zealot over here. There'd be like 3 zealots attacking the Hydralisk right now from that side. Maybe he wouldn't be able to win, but man. Alright. So Bonyth's attack, it did some damage. It did some damage, but he lost all of his zealots. He did see that there are lots of Hydralisks out. He's now aware of the Hydralisk threat. So, got a Templar. Throwing down more cannons. And Shuttle. Alright. A little bit risky going for Shuttle right now. Storm drops can obviously be very effective, but I'm not sure if he wants to be storm dropping when he might just die to Hydralisks right now. Hydralisk doing a pretty good job, not pretty good job, pretty bad job in fact, pretty poor job at defending the Overlords. Pretty bad job at defending the Overlords. Good thing they have speed, otherwise they'd all be dead right now. Alright. So, he went Hydralisk speed, then Lurker upgrade, and now getting Hydralisk range. There is 1 Lurker coming in, and the Corsair is going to see it. Oh, not quite. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, he got drop. Interesting. That's why the lair was so quick. He wanted to do Lurker drops. I didn't realize that he had quite gotten those lurkers out so fast. And is this lurker going to be able to beat the cannon? No, it's not. Oh, but it does live. It does live. The observatory is done. Now making an observer. Alright. Looks like he's not having any more success right now dropping lurkers. 2 failed attempts over on that side. Alright. Doing a little bit of damage to the zealots at least before the lurker dies. Still, it did do some damage. It, according to the counters, he took out 6 probes. Wow. That's actually a really good point, guy in chat. That's not a good pylon. Or it is a very good pylon, depending on your perspective. I guess you could say it's a very good pylon because it's powering all these buildings by itself. But it's very bad that Bonyth does not have another good pylon right here. I don't know if there's enough Hydralisks to actually kill it. Pylons have a lot of health, and they would have to get in range of all the cannons. Alright, guess we won't find out. Taking out the gateway. And StarMint's gonna have to play a little bit defensively now. Nope. Heard a load up? Here. Alright. So it looks like we're gonna try another little drop in the backfield. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Could work. Could work. Bonyth going in for an attack here. He does have a lot of speed lots, which are quite good, but if he's a little bit too cavalier and loses the speed lots fast, the rest of the army is going to die very quickly, considering how many Hydralisks StarMint has out. StarMint doesn't want to engage, though. Instead, he wants to drop these Hydralisks. Are we just going to float him over? It'd be an interesting draw path. Did we drop another lurker back here, or did they just never transfer back? No, they couldn't have transferred back because the Nexus isn't done. Wait, he sniped the Nexus? Shit, I must be sniping the Nexus. Alright. So those Hydralisks are cleaned up rather quickly. Trying to snipe the last High Templar. Needed one more shot there. I can't find the lurker. There it is. Alright, so that lurker picked up some nice kills. And where's the lurker over here? Oh, there it is. God dang, does that lurker blend in very well. Alright, so both lurkers doing good damage. Completely stopping mining for a little while there, now resuming. I guess how many probes he lost, he really doesn't need to clear out the natural anytime soon. He can just mine only from his main. Alright. Looks like Bonyth is trying for another storm drop. It looks like he tried for one here but didn't get any drones. The drones just transferred away. Otherwise there would have been a message. And... Alright. So a little bit. Picking up a few. This would be a nicer target if he can get into position. Bonyth certainly has taken some rather large hits to the economy. He can try to do the same to his opponent now. And nobody's moving. There we go. Trying to get the drones out of there, only to clump them up even worse. Not so hot. Oh, more lurker drops. Lurkers, this time gonna take out the cannon? Kinda wanted to see some sick unburrow micro back into the Overlord to save it, but nope. It's gonna be enough to take out the cannon, takes out a bunch of probes. Man, both players must not have a lot of workers left at this point. Like, that's it for Bonyth. And that's it for StarMint. Those look like pretty even worker numbers. Another one? Oh, what's up here? I'm having a tough time seeing Braun on my mini-map. Alright. So, over Christmas, I got a nice new monitor, and it is enormous. And I can actually use the larger setting for my Brood War size. I can't use it with this overlay system though. But man, I got a chance to co-cast doing the new Brood War map tour. I got a chance to co-cast with it, and it's like amazing. I can actually see the mini-map and like know what's going on, instead of just constantly seeing the end result of stuff that happened on the mini-map. So that base is going to be lost. I do like this Overlord that has one drone in it. That's pretty cool. Hydralisk, Zergling. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're just segregating. We're segregating all of our Overlords. You got a couple for Zerglings, a couple for Hydralisks, and then since there's only one drone, it's just like that one drone gets its own Overlord, because it couldn't stand to be around all the other Zerg breeds. Pretty much that drone is just really racist, is what I'm trying to say. He hasn't dropped everything. Oh wow, there's two of them, so with Zerglings in it. There's another control group of Zerglings. And okay. Okay, we got a drone here. Nope, picking up the drone. Alright. The drone, clearly the drone, he was like disgusted they had to share an Overlord with a lurker, so they just like kind of kicked him out and let him get stormed. But now, drone's got all to himself. Jumped over here for the proxy base. Just the Zergling still doing a lot of damage. Could be doing more damage. There's another control group of Zerglings here. There we go. We found some of them. Found 6. Still have 6 more though. Still have 6 more. Alright, they're just never gonna drop. Those are the cowards, man. Oh, nope, there we go. Alright, 6 more Zerglings. I mean, you can certainly pick off the DT. Cannot pick off the Archon, though. Ooh. Interesting choice. Going after this pylon. No, can't get it. Oh, and there's another pylon down here. I thought it was going to depower 2 of the gateways, but it wouldn't be even more. Alright. So, man, really blow for blow game here. Zerg is coming out a little bit ahead. It seems like Zerg's punches are landing just a bit harder. Because, I mean, it's a Nexus plus some peripheral buildings versus just the hatchery over on this side. And then with the harass, it seems like Bonyth is taking more worker losses than StarMint is. Still contemplating whether he wants to set up this base or not. Probably should be thinking about it. I mean, he's getting up to 3-base hive. Normally, when you go 3-base hive, you don't have a lot of gas, but that's not going to be an issue. He is going to have way too much gas. And here we go, little attack, trying to shut down Bonyth from getting up an expo. How close is Bonyth to mining out? Normally 20 minutes into a game, both the natural and the main would be mined out, but thanks to all the harass we've had, they're still picking up. They still have a little bit more resources. Yellow coming in from the back. It looks like the Zerg forces will be taken out, and no, he's not going to be able to get the Nexus. Trying to at the last minute there with his last 3 lurkers and 2 Hydralisks. 4 lurkers, there's one more back here. Getting it pretty low. There's going to be a vulnerable target in the future. Oh. Where are we dropping? Where are we dropping? Dropping? Was that what was dropping? No, we're dropping things in here. There we go. Found it. Found it. Hydra's coming forward. Just want to snipe the Nexus, and they get the snipe. It's going to cost them a lot of dudes, but there are also some guys in the main. He doesn't even have the economy to be producing out of the gateways to be able to counter this. So this is going to do a lot of damage. And Bonyth only has 1 mining base that is running dry pretty quickly here. High Templar gets a storm off at least. Pulling a lot of lengths. Alright, there we go. GG from Bonyth. After a while, and StarMint takes game number 1. All right. So, moving into the next set, in the top right, as the red Protoss, is Bonyth. Apparently, a little bit of lag. And in the bottom left, as the orange Zerg, is StarMint. There we go. Alright. Alright. So. That pylon is pretty far back. Like, normally this place is really easy to wall. You just forge on bottom, gateway on top, little hole at the top, it's fine. But that pylon's so far back, I don't know if... You can probably build the gateway. You might have to scoot the gateway back a little bit, and the forge back a little bit, but it'll be fine. I'm pretty sure that's going to be okay. So, StarMint with Overpool, Bonyth with not Gateway first. That's all that can be said at this point. Interesting. Double scout this early from Bonyth. Obviously going to find his opponent. Alright, so he knows his opponent's doing an overpool. Shouldn't go Nexus first, I would have thought. Maybe this is bad. No, he can have 1 cannon up. And StarMint wasn't saving larva or anything, so yeah, so he only has 4 Zerglings. I guess it'll be fine. I guess it's gonna work out for him. Yeah, AP is Asia Pacific, which is pretty much Australia. Australia and one Japanese dude. Who is this guy? StarMint's the Japanese guy. I think there are other countries on the roster, but they just don't play. And I'm probably like, there's probably like one of the dudes from New Zealand, and I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I can't tell the difference between the Australian flag and the New Zealand flag. They look too similar. Especially with the very small sprites on Team Liquid. Checking. Oh. Excuse me. I don't know if any of them are from New Zealand, because again, I can't tell, but Art Unit is from the Philippines. Okay. Fonger's from New Zealand. Alright. So, we know that there's one dude from Japan and one dude from New Zealand, and everybody else you see play on this team is either... Sorry, one Philippine, one Japan, and that everybody else is either New Zealand or Australia. Yeah. I don't know how people can tell the difference between the Australian flag and the New Zealand flag and the sprites on Team Liquid. Like, they just, it's not even a matter of, well, I can tell that there are two separate ones, and now it's just a matter of identifying which is which. They all look like the exact same flag. Alright. So, he's threatening to move out with two Zealots again. On this map, it's gonna work out a little bit better because he can attack this base, but I'm still not a big fan of the two Zealot attack. I kinda want him to just stay back. Of course, they're out, the Citadel's done, but he's not researching the upgrade yet, and +1 has been working for quite a while. And, oh, this is why two Zealot attacks are bad, because they get surrounded like that. And there are at least 4, so when the other 2 come to join the 2 that were being attacked, they can chase the Zerglings off, but seriously, you're +1, not that far away. Your Citadel, researching leg speed, just wait a little bit longer. It's fine, be patient. Patience. Okay. So, Corsairs managed to take out one Overlord, and now we're moving out with 5 Zealots. Why is it only 5? Shouldn't there be more? Did he cut Zealot? Oh, there's a 6th. Still seems a little bit small. Scourge are getting dangerously... Oh, never mind. Pull him back. Zealots have +1, and speed was a little bit on the late side, but... Ah, there we go. Done now. Zealots moving out, going to be able to easily kill off the Lings, assuming that the Lings don't dodge them, but Zealots are obviously strong enough to take them on. There are only 2 Sunkens here and no Hydralisks, so this attack... Never mind. Cowardly Zealots are just going to pull out. Definitely could have attacked that. There were only 2 Sunkens, not a good drone drill opportunity, and not a whole lot of Zerglings around. Could have gone in for the attack there, and maybe taken out that a lot of the base. Alright. So, Lings come in, snipe a cannon. And, oh, mistake. Definitely could have attacked a Templar there. Don't know if they could have quite killed the Templar, but man, it was certainly worth trying. Alright. DT, I saw Spore Colony. It's fine. Now DT is not getting anywhere. And now we have Zealots blocking the gap so that Zerglings can't do the run-by anymore. Oh, but can't catch a Zealot caught out in the middle of the map. 2 Lings for Zealot. Not a bad trade at all for StarMint. Ooh. Having trouble killing those Scourge. Scourge kind of doing a lot. And StarMint doing a Mutilus transition. That's not gonna work. Right? There are already cannons up. There's already a whole mess of Corsairs. They don't have +1. I'm curious how many Corsairs he has. Looks like 6 in the control group. Okay, 6 isn't that many Corsairs, but I think that the build-up to a significant Mutilus count is going to be a little bit too slow. And man, especially when you get that many Scourge. Alright, so getting a lot of Scourge to go after the Corsairs. Alright, Observatory coming in. The Observatory is not going to matter. Trying to snipe that Templar. Wow! I guess he does get the Templar, but it's going to cost him every Mutalisk he had. Oh, not good. Not good for StarMint right now. He has to defend off this attack, and because he went Mutalisks, he doesn't have any Lurkers. I really do not like the decision to go Mutalisks. I guess he has enough Sunkens? Oh, we'll see if he has enough Sunkens. Doing a lot of damage so far. The Hydralisks are attacking the Zealots, which isn't necessarily bad. The Scourge, for as many as he's building, he's not getting anywhere near enough hits. And the Dragoons are still pressing on, trying to find good ranges to not be hit by the Sunken Colonies. And it goes down. Still managing to get hit. Look at that one Sunken on the edge there. Alright, are they going to go attack? No, do not want to have to deal with the Sunken Colonies. I guess they're just killing off the hatchery and then backing out. So, Dragoons coming out to attack. Not a well, it shouldn't be a particularly scary army from Bonyth, but StarMint just might not have enough units to defend against it properly. These zealots are getting way too far ahead and can easily be picked off. Won't do it. Spending too much time trying to get back behind the wall. But I imagine Bonyth won't attack again. Or at least he'll attack but won't go far enough to get in range of the Sunkens. He won't try to push down through the wall and attack the things behind. He just wants to take out the hatchery and then the Evo chamber. I imagine. Same thing he did last time. Alright. So, changing... Man. Bonyth's got to make a decision here. He's got to take out one of the two sides. He can't flip-flop in the middle of the map, because Hive Tech's already on the way. If he waits long enough to let the Defilers out, this army isn't worth anything. He's got to make it He's got to make it do something while it counts. It looks like he's going in now, hitting just before the Lurkers arrive. We saw him getting an early robo, so he might already have the Observers. Storm, oh, does not play the Storms quite right, and isn't able to kill off the Lurkers before they hatch from the eggs. The Sunken Colonies will go down, though, so now how much damage can be done before this army gets cleaned up? Some Corsairs out in the middle of the map, and not going to be terribly helpful in this attack. The drones are being pulled away, but I don't know what pulling away the drones is going to do. Storm going down. Ooh, Storm. First Storm dodge, good. Second Storm dodge, not so good. But there are only 2 goons left. Well, there are some zealots coming to help out. 1 goon and 3 zealots trying to hold off all these lings is not going to happen. And this base doesn't completely die. All the Sunken Colonies are gone, and this really should be a key for Bonyth to keep attacking once he can get up another good army. But how long is that going to take him? And can he get it done before Hive Tech really kicks in? The Hive is done. Is that triple Evo? It is triple Evo. Oh, and he's researching everything at each of his Evos. Alright. So, Robo support and the gateway. Man. Alright. No micro there at all. A little bit of a problem, but here come the DTs. Are there any overlords around? Not looking like it. Looks like the Lurkers are trying to attack themselves to accidentally kill the DTs. Does a little bit of damage, but not a whole lot. Instead, just backing up to the Spore Colony. Probably the correct decision there. Lings coming in from behind. How many High Templar can you get? Not getting any of them so... Okay. Okay. Managing to get one. Here come some more Lings. Really hard to storm that. The Lings were already so close. But the storm does pick off a few. Still not going to go in? Oh, not going to go in. Backing off. StarMint's doing a really good job of defending. Guy asking me in chat about Defilers. Not so much that Defilers are super good. It's just that Defilers were super good against the combination of units that Bonyth had, which was 1 or 2 High Templar and lots of Dragoons and a few Zealots. And then Swarm plus Crack beats that. Plague can have better applications in the later game, but at that moment, the Swarm was just going to be really good. And you know, to be perfectly honest, like, the crack on the links is more important than the swarm for the defiler. Swarm's nice, but crack is better. Alright. Zealot and DT. Trying to get something done. Is there an overlord coming? There is not. Uh-oh. 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 Man, still threatening to come in. I have to assume crack is done by now. Oh, that overlord was able to get in range to attack, or to allow the sunken to attack. Man, Bonyth just keeps bouncing back and forth. You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one and focus all your attacks on that one instead of this constant. Well, maybe now that one's weaker. Well, maybe now that one's weaker. Just pick a base and kill it. Oh, man, that's not good. That is very ungood right now. Oh, he was asking me if I thought Plague or Swarm was better with the Defilers, because I was saying the Defilers were really important. And it's really the Lings that are more important. The Swarm helps, but Defilers, I don't know, I guess Defilers just kind of show that Hive Tech is out on the field and ready to be used. So the crack is already done. The Lings, you don't actually see the crack on the Lings until they start attacking. Swarm helps. Swarm helps. Plague is really nice a bit later. Can be really nice if you can land them correctly. Alright. So, natural mind out, main mind out. Bonyth getting up this base. So this base is just going to be oversaturated for the time being. Looks like a plague on some of the zealots here. Not a huge plague, hitting Observer and a few zealots, but, you know, modest. Man, you just get the feeling. You just get the feeling that Bonyth is letting this game slip away. He's been aggressive for so long, but hasn't been expanding behind his aggression. He's just been attacking. Attacking top, then attacking bottom, then attacking top, then attacking bottom, then attacking top, then attacking bottom. Which isn't getting him a whole lot. It's allowing StarMint to stay in this game and get really scary combinations of unit at rather high supplies. It's 152 to 131. That's a 20 supply lead for Protoss? To be perfectly honest, I'd say it would be a Protoss advantage. I'd say it's a Protoss advantage if the base layout was a little bit better. But considering that StarMint has two bases, one of which is dying and the other which isn't set up yet, I kind of like StarMint's position here. Yeah, Swarm's pretty good. Plague would not have helped you do that. You kind of needed Swarm to do that. Dude, of course I can see the chat. It's right here. How could I not see it? Like what, am I going to put the chat on screen so that you all can see your chat double time, and then I never look at it? That'd be silly. That'd be silly. Sometimes I'm a little bit caught up in the game, so I don't always read the chat, I'll admit. But I do generally. Alright. Lurkers being laid down. Oh, man. This is an oversaturated base. This is an oversaturated base. The probes. Are they going to run the gauntlet? Some of them trying to run the gauntlet. I don't know how that probe got out of there, but he did. Fine. The other probes not deciding that they want to run away. They will be able to clean up everything here. They're starting to get Reavers. Wow, you certainly starting to get Reavers. Double shuttle, triple robo right now at the moment. Interesting. Well, we know what Bonyth's economic situation looks like. It's one base that isn't mining because he hasn't put his units back, which is bad. And one base down here, which isn't mining because he doesn't have any units. And is probably going to die. Probably going to die. Yeah, it's going to die. No. Yeah, it's going to die. These units are going to slow him up like just enough. Just enough. Very close. Very close. So, that base is dead. Bonyth has one base. StarMint. This is getting pretty close to mined out. 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 So, you know, his... I mean, it's technically 5 base versus 1, but it's not quite as bad as it sounds. It's not quite as bad as 5 base versus 1 sounds. One Scourge hit on the shuttle. That's not terribly good. Oh, trying to kill the Lings. Asking me if I'm recording the chat on purpose is a weird question. Because in the strictest sense, no, I'm not. Sorry. In the strictest sense, yes, of course I'm recording the chat on purpose. It's not accidental that there just happened to be chat there. And it's like, I want to make a screen region and whoa, turns out I captured a chat window. So yeah, it's on purpose. But if the question is there a specific reason why I want to capture the chat window? The answer's no. It's just, I thought it would be a cool way of using that space that has always been a black bar. If I come up with a better idea, then I'll take away the chat window. But I figured it was better than nothing. Alright. So, he might actually be able to take out a base. Finally, for the first time in this game. Nah, he's just gonna run his Reavers into Lurkers. That's cool. That's cool. Attack's over. Attack's over, you guys! It's done, because he ran his Reavers into Lurkers. Oh. Bonyth. Just pull back. Okay. So, probe setting down the Nexus here. Gets discovered by a Ling. Very nice job by StarMint to not allow Bonyth to ever take an expansion. Never, ever, 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 ever. Alright. So, mined out. Still kicking. We're gonna call that mined out. We're gonna call that mined out, even though it's not really. So, 2 base versus 1. 2 base versus 1. Zerg's at 135. Protoss is at 115. Protoss has finally lost their supply lead. They've, there's been a net minus 40 supply difference in the past few minutes here. Oh man, that's a lot of lurkers. That's a lot of Archons. A lot of lurkers versus a lot of Archons. Lurkers aren't exactly the best thing for Archons to be fighting, but they're not bad against the Lurkers if they really wanted to go and take that on. Deciding not to. Instead, they're going to chase Lings across the map. All the way across the map. I kind of liked the Reaver plan, but he gave up on that. Meaning that he used all these robo facilities to produce 1 Reaver and then never going to use them again. not the biggest fan of that one. Yeah. I mean, those were some ideas. It's like, it'd be kind of cool if odd viewers would be able to see the chat, and it's cool if people just don't want to type, but they want to watch it live, so they can just full screen everything and then still see the chat. But those fall under the category of just kind of cool things, not, this is something people have told me about. They've talked about how much they love the stream and love full screen, but also love the chat and can't do all of them at once. And they don't have two monitors, so they can't just put one on one screen and one on the other screen. It's just kind of like, these are kind of things. There's not a specific problem to be solved here. Apparently I scrolled down. Alright. So. This base got up. Bonyth finally realized, okay, I'm never going to use these Archons offensively because I love my Archons too much. If I lose them, I lose the game. So let's use them defensively and actually be able to take a base. Unfortunately, by not attacking for the first time in 20 minutes, StarMint's allowed to attack. Oh, hey, he built more Reavers! Reaver shots! Oh, yeah. Taking out all the Hydralisks, but one. And now he just needs an Observer. Just needs an Observer. You got 3 Robos. You got gas for it. You can make an Observer. Or not, you know, you can just wait for the Lurkers to unburrow and then run towards you and then shoot them in the face with Scarabs. Alternatively, you can lose your best mining base. Can he see them? Can he see them? Can he see them? Can he see them? He can see Lings. I don't know if he can see Lurkers. He should be able to see Lurkers. Oh, don't lose the Reaver. There's still one Lurker in there? Alright. Fun Reaver micro to try to not die to the Lurker. And this base, it lives. Takes out the Defiler before it can do anything. This base, he doesn't need to keep it alive for much longer. It's kind of useless once he mines out all the minerals. So just, I mean, if he just stalls here. It's not as if he can transfer anywhere with the probes. As he's not expanding anywhere else. Oh, man, losing one of the Reavers, that's bad. 2 Reavers are so much scarier than 1 Reaver. And it looks like this base is finally going to go down. Most of the minerals did end up getting mined. 200, let's call that 500, 600. Okay, so there's still like 1.5K, yeah, 1,500 minerals left. It's not that much. It might not even be worth rebuilding the Nexus there. It's gonna cost you 400 minerals. See, there's like only 1,000 minerals to be mined, assuming that you don't get attacked, and then you gotta put probes there. Might end up not be worth it. Alright. So, Archons move in. Archons take out a lot of Lurkers. And now they can take out one of StarMint's only 2 mining bases once this one's gone. That would be good, but there are a lot of units coming in from the back. The Zerglings are not going to do anything against these 3 2-shield Archons that those Hydralisks are. And Bonyth finally GG's. StarMint, he held on long enough to win. And will take the series 2-0. All right. So,